Hey, welcome back to Coventry's Garage. We got a fun project today. Today we're tearing apart the mini rod. We got some engine work to do, and we put some new cylinder heads on it, going through the carburetor, the fuel system, checking things out, making sure everything kind of held up good from last season. Um, we do have at least one hole that's dead, and I believe it to be some stuck rings. I had an issue putting it back together last year where I couldn't quite get them freed up, and I was hoping a heat cycle or two would help fix that problem. It didn't. A lot of the pulls last year, you could hear that she was down one hole. Um, Hopefully this year with the new heads and we put some new rings in it, check all the lower end bearings out, redo the fuel system, and get it ready for this coming season. We got about a month and a half left, I think, before we're heading down to our first pull down in Holton, Maine. So let's check this thing out and see what we're in for. This is the whole machine here. This is what we're working with. We got a small block 350, 4-bolt main, Vortec heads, Edelbrock intake, Holley 750 double pumper, set up for racing, MSD ignition. It's nothing too special, nothing to really write home about, but she's got a few things done to it that kind of add a few horsepower to it. But the best part is some of the stuff we're going to be adding. We get a new set of 180cc Flowtech heads, new throttle bracket to get rid of that rigged up contraption that's on it now. Holley, sorry, not a Holley, Summit fuel pump. What is this? Racing group, fuel filter, a couple other little odds and ends. I got another set of Derby manifolds for it that are still in the house. I haven't brought them out yet. I'll get them out here when we get closer to that time frame. But I'm going to start tearing it apart and see how far we get. I don't know how long I have today, but I'm hoping to at least get it almost ready to pull the engine out. That's my goal. This whole thing started because a friend of mine fell in love with these tractors in his younger years, and he happened to stumble upon a deal on a pair of them. So he's been trying to revive the sport up here in northern Maine. There are a few people that pull in southern Maine, but we're trying to get the northern Maine pulling going again. So far, it's been pretty good. We had a few pulls last year. We had a good time doing it. We had a decent crowd. We are absolutely investing in the younger generation because everything I do, whether it be RC cars, racing, any of that stuff, it's the younger generation that's going to keep it going. If you lose that younger generation, you lose the sport. So our hope is to get the kids back into it, get kids with the garden tractors and all that going. And they seem to be growing pretty well. Um, there's a lot of interest. Just got to get the bugs figured out. Man, get this line loosened up here. My Lord. There we go. There. Okay. Everything on this machine is all AN fitting, so I'm partial to that style. I seem to like the way that it, one, the way it looks, two, the way it performs, and I think having the braided fuel lines adds a little extra safety to the equation, you know. Not always, but sometimes. You still have issues. Nice thing about the new heads and the new manifolds headers I'm going to be running, I don't have to run adapter plates because these are spread bore pattern, and you have to run an adapter plate. Not to mention, half of these have already stripped out on me, so the adapters themselves are garbage now. Should have took the side covers off here to get at these with impact, but I don't feel like spending an hour going through the video editing out the obnoxious noise of an impact, so I'm going to use hand tools today. Take me a little bit longer, but only thing I got going today is a motorcycle ride, if maybe at some point today. We'll see. Jeez, I got rust on the headers from sitting over the winter. God only knows how old these are. Just glad to get rid of them. Well, I'm going to keep them, but not run them on this machine. If I build a derby car down the line, my Lord. I'm going to say there was a few exhaust leaks on this gasket. Oh, yeah, blown right out there. Wow. Another reason I'm glad I'm not running adapters anymore. Garbage. I'll take the other side off. I'll try to toy with the fast forward on this video a little bit. Hopefully I can figure that out. We'll see. This is all new to me. Like I said before, I'm still learning the whole YouTube format and making videos and trying to do things that keep you interested and entertained. I don't know. See how it goes. Had a few views on my last video, which was kind of nice. I'd like to see that. Gained a subscriber. Doesn't tell me who you are, but thank you to all 4 of you so far. I appreciate every one of it. Makes me feel like I'm doing something worth watching here. I know the first couple videos were just some shop work, so nothing really exciting to watch, but I promise you they will get better as we go along. I just needed to get some decent weather to get out here and start working in the shop. I'm at a point in my life I don't like to freeze anymore if I don't have to. Here in northern Maine, it's cold for a long time. We get decent weather for about a month, 2 months of the year, it seems like. Right now we're in early May, and all we're getting is rain. We should have got it in April, but we got more snow in April. Now we got rain and 50-degree weather. Just enough to get out here and get work done. So I'll take it. But if you like what you're seeing in this video, please, by all means, like, subscribe. If you're feeling really ambitious, comment on it. I'll see them. I'll answer you. Ask me questions. You may not have all the answers, but what do they say? Fake it till you make it, right? I will also figure out how to add audio. Audio is obviously here. some form of uncopyrighted music. That would be nice. I know I like music. Let's see if these are, I don't know if they're in focus or not, but you can tell those adapters and these gaskets are spent. They're all broken. Garbage. Definitely happy to not run that crap anymore. Throw them right over there in the trash. There. That's off. Pink. Close but not right. Really. Just when you put these together, you should try to make sure you use all the same hardware. Who would have thought? This card was probably one of the best purchases I've made for this engine so far. I was running it came with the tractor, not this engine, but the tractor came with a motor that was running alcohol. And I had that running for a short amount of time, and that motor decided to leave the chat. Or at least cylinder number 7 left the chat. It threw a wrist pin and took out, well, everything. The block, the can, obviously the cylinders, the crank, wiped it all out, put a hole in the oil pan, and that's where this engine came about. This was put together about a month before that with the intentions of going on a street stock for the local circle track up here, which, I don't know, I may or may not get to that project. We'll see. I have very little desire to go out and join that crowd because, well, this is more fun. People get along better. The rule book's followed to the T, and you can have a good time, unlike local circle track. But I still have the car. I might build it. I don't know. I have everything for it, other than the engine, which is sitting here. But I have other engines I can put together for that car. One of which is on the other side of the garage here. I don't know what that was. Oh, that's my throttle dropping down. Ready to take the carburetor off. I gotta go through this too. There. All right. Next off is distributor. Why I even thought that would fit is beyond me. Ooh, that's nice. That wasn't very tight. Now, like I said, I'm probably not going to have this motor out today. but I'd like to get it as close as I can at least. Would be nice to be able to come out here and just pull the motor one afternoon or something. Make a quick video on that. A brand new set of plugs that are not going to fit the new heads. It's another backfire, but again, it's worth the improvements. All right, we should be ready to pull this right out of here now. Perfect. Put this up on the bench with the rest of the stuff. Cool. Well, there. So I got to pull the side covers off now. These are basically explosion shields, so if it was to throw a rod, there's no chance of it coming out and hitting a spectator or somebody. They think about a lot of the safety on here, hence the reason we have explosion blankets on our transmissions. So I'm going to go grab the tools I need to take these side covers off, and then, yeah, probably pull the torque converter bolts out and set up the engine plate to lift it. I don't know if I'll be doing much more than that tonight. I think the motorcycle's calling my name. I'm going to do my best to edit out the ridiculous noise here, but I got to use an impact. It's the only way to do it. There. You know, and it's funny too. I just realized something. I got to show you this. I'm going to say that these covers did what they're supposed to do because that's an impact from something hitting when the motor blew. That's wild. So yeah, I guess they do what they're supposed to do. This motor, fortunately, did not blow up, surprisingly. But those are those horrible adapters that I cannot wait to throw right in the trash. This is the engine that was in it. I don't know if the lighting will allow me to show you or not, but you can see all the damage down here where it hit the cylinders. And this was the oil pan with a nice inspection window from a wrist pin filled with all the remaining engine. I actually have up on the wall here, that's the piston that came out of it and the connecting rod that came out of it with the camshaft that's bent. I don't know why I like to hold on to stuff like that. So I'm going to undo the starter and yeah, go from there. I don't understand why that was so loose, yet didn't want to come off. I hope she's not stripped. It's only been off a handful of times. These tractors have a different way of starting. They don't have a battery on board. You have to plug them in and jump them. So there's a very simple system, easy to work on, easy to maintain. Oh crap! Apparently I tightened that one way up. Heck, did I put that on with? Oh, oh yeah. Well, that's coming off now. I have to call him back in a minute. Oh, I lost an oil pan bit. That's nice. No wonder it drips oil. And part of the reason behind the new cylinder heads is I need to shave about 75 to 100 pounds off of this machine to be legal for the weight class that I run in. We run a 1,750 pound class and an 1,850 pound class. I come in right around 17 and a half to 1,800 pounds, I believe, last time we scaled it, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you need to add weight for traction, you need to have more available to do so. And when you weigh right at the rule before weight, it's impossible to add weight for traction where you need it, mainly in the rear of the machine. Problem is, the best place to lose the weight on this machine is the hardest place to lose it. That's the nut behind the wheel. I got a much better chance of taking 50 pounds of material off of this machine than I do 50 pounds of weight off of myself. That's just the way it is. Well, the starter's almost out. Note to self, reinstall with a ratchet. And I think I just noticed a crack in my bell housing. That ain't good. I have to check that out when I get up. Holy crap. It's too loose for the wrench, too tight to get by hand. There. Well, might as well get the oil out of it. Now, you might notice a lot of Amsoil stuff in this garage. That's because I am not only an Amsoil dealer, but I prefer Amsoil in all of my stuff. From snowblower and lawnmower to pull tractor, my V8 S10, the 4-cylinder S10, everything I own is running Amsoil in it right now. Now, this ugly orange filter on here is only here because I had nothing else at the time and I had no confidence in this engine making it. So I just slapped that on it and figured if this one blew up, it wouldn't be a loss and I wouldn't waste a good filter on it. The new build of this engine, it is absolutely going to have nothing less than a Wix filter and Amsoil Dominator oil in it. You can't skimp on the good stuff. And this oil is still like new, which is a testament to Amsoil, even after all the abuse this season. You don't need to sit here and watch oil drain. So, okay, let's try this again. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a little bit better. There we go. Can actually get to it. Couldn't on the other side. If I bump the camera out of the way, just tell me, and I'll straighten it up. More than likely, this will be one of those places that I look on the fast forward feature if I can figure it out. I have to remember exactly how all these washers went in here. Because I believe, yep, there's one behind it as well. So I need to make sure they go back into place. So I'm kind of surprised there's one behind it given the spacer on the. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because the spacer spaced it. That's got to space that. So, yep, sure. I'll figure it out. It's right. God, this thing's got some compression. That was weird. Fuel pump popped back into place. Or out of place or some sort of place. This thing has the smallest torque converter in it that I think I've ever seen in my life. So I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say it's special built for pulling. Some sort of high stall, I would imagine. Because it looks like it's only like a 10-inch converter, I think. Oh, like I said, I've never seen one that small until I pulled this motor out before. Kind of took me by surprise. Yeah, that is definitely a crack in my bell housing. Oh well, we'll see how long the trans lasts before that blows up. What we get, what we get. These lock nuts take forever to get off here. For some reason, they got a half a mile long bolt. There. I believe that was the last one. There's the washer. Now remember, I'm going to look back at this video when it comes time to put this back together. So make sure you remind me that that's where that went, so I know. Because I'll forget. So it's on all of you, just so you know. That was the last one. Yep. Perfect. So now, motor mounts and bell housing bolts, and the motor comes out. But this may be where I leave off for today. Alright, this is where we're leaving it off for today. We get a lot done, probably about 80% of the way there. I just don't have the time today, unfortunately, to dig out the engine lift and take the old engine off the stand, pull this one out, put it on the stand. I just don't have the time for it today, unfortunately. But that gives you something to look forward to for the next video, which you will see this engine come out in the next video, and I will start tear down on that engine. So you'll get to see if there was any damage done last season and some of the things we got to fix from last season. Uh, thanks for checking out the video. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, send me a like, share it, subscribe. That'd be awesome. And as always, thank you for checking out Coventry's Garage. I appreciate each and every one of you.